In this module, we'll be showing you how to create a file in CCM. After you have opened CCM, the first screen that you will see is the blank canvas screen, waiting to be populated. To create a new file, click the Add New Record button at the top left of your screen to begin inputting information. Once you've clicked this button, CCM automatically takes you to the originator field. This is self-populated by CCM and will be your sector. Press Tab or use your mouse to move over to the lead sector. This will be the sector that is in charge of writing the information in the briefing note, and may be the same as the originator sector. To open a selection of sectors, press the ellipsis button or press F4. In this example, we are going to use industry sector. You can either double-click on IS, or you can type the letters IS and press Enter. The next field to tab over to is the Receive Date. Leave this blank as it is a Deputy Minister's Office field and it is used for ATIP purposes. This is used for the date that the file is physically received in the Deputy Minister's Office. If you hover over any of the field names, a description of the field will pop up in yellow below. Tabbing over to the Input Date, this is the date that the file was created and it is automatically populated with today's date. The Due Date is the date that the file is due in the Deputy Minister's Office. This will be populated by DMO. The due time will be filled out if there is a specific time requested, and Extended is used to indicate if there is ever an extension granted on the due date. Moving on to the other blue mandatory fields. The first field is Doc Type. There are only 5 document types available: a 2-pager, a briefing note accompanied by a letter, an MC or Memorandum to Cabinet, and a TB sub or a Treasury Board submission. Please note that all MCs and TB subs will also have a briefing note that accompanies them, but when entering them into CCM, they will still be registered as MCs or TB subs for ATIP purposes. In this case, I'm going to select BN. The next field is Addressed To. This means the final recipient of the note. If you are writing a note to the Minister of ISED, you would select Min ISED. The DM will still receive the note and sign off on it. However, because the final destination is the Minister, in this case we will select him. The author type is the employee or agency that is writing the note. In most cases, this will be an ISED employee. However, it could also be a portfolio partner or a regional development agency. Next is Action. This is the final or overall action that is being done on the file. This is where you determine whether the note is seeking approval, being used for a meeting, or to share information with the Minister. In this case, we will select Approval. XREF stands for a cross-reference and is used in the event that this file is related to another file. You would then enter the CCM number of the related file, but in most cases, you'll leave this blank. Security. In this field, you must choose the level of security that is appropriate for your file. If you are unsure, select a level such as Protected B and change it once you are certain. Please note that files that are confidential, Protected C, and secret cannot have documents attached in CCM. English and French title can now be entered. If you aren't sure what the exact title of the briefing note will be, fill in the subject matter. However, before the file gets routed up to the Deputy Minister's Office briefing unit, the title in CCM must reflect exactly what is printed on the final briefing note. Now that we've completed all the required fields, we will enter the file's contact information. There are 2 ways to do this. You can either hold down Control B, or you can right-click Contact, select Add First Child Contact. Both methods will take you to this Add Contact screen in the bottom left. The contact is going to be the ADM whose sector is responsible for writing the note, so the lead sector. In this case, because we've selected IS, we want to enter the name Paul Haluka. Move to the last name field and you can begin typing the last name of the ADM. Once you click the arrow key, You can select them from the pop-up window and the rest of the information is automatically populated. Now that all the blue fields were filled out and we've assigned a contact, we can press save in the top left corner and this will generate a CCM number.